Hi everyone, this is Anthony Aquiles. I just got in from doing a little dancing tonight, but I was telling some of my friends tonight about the adventures that I was on earlier today, and I made the videos of. And one of the questions that came up was why wild food? And and also that it's such a process to process and to gather wild food. Why would I want to go in that? What am I getting out of it? Am I trying to heal myself from something? If I'm not ill, then why am I doing it? So I wanted to address that point. It was from a good friend of mine, and I feel like it's a totally valid point. Um, and so I wanted to go over a couple other things now, just about these journeys. Um, I just feel a calling to get really intimate with Mother Earth. Um, I've been doing some work that just has brought me to a place that I'd like to deepen that relationship. And humans, we come out of the womb supremely, uh, you could say engineered or evolved or however you want to say it, but we come out of the womb supremely designed so specifically to be in this world, to be of it, to eat from it, to be there without any sort of application of plastic on our feet or plastic in our mouths or trucks or any of that. We come designed to really be close to nature. And in being that close to nature, as anyone that's been in the woods for a while will know, it's a rough experience, but it makes you strong and healthy, like a wild animal. If you look at the difference between a wolf and a chihuahua, it's very different types of dogs. Even a greyhound. A greyhound is quite a big dog, but could it live outside in cold temperatures? And the wolf, so strong, it can do these things. And the plants outside are very different than our house plants. Um, they have fortitude, they have strength. They keep coming back every year, and it's just from that deep relationship that they have with the world around them, with Mother Nature, with Father Sky, um, and so we're meant to be in that way, and we've kind of moved away from that, and that's okay. It's a choice that we've made. I'm not making any judgments on that. I want to be clear about that. But for me, I never knew I had another choice. And now that know I have another choice, I'm really feeling called to follow that, to really be close to that process. You know, um, it's no wonder when you talk to people about saying, oh, these spiritual ideas of, oh, everything's connected, and people don't get that. That people say, oh, I don't know, maybe that's some spiritual stuff. But it's because they don't know where any of the stuff comes from in their lives, like the plastic water bottles, or the pants that they have on, or the skirt, or the hat, or the home, or the food, because they're so disconnected from any of those processes. They didn't pick the food from the wild, from the earth. They didn't um, cut down the trees to make the beams of their house, or um, weave the cotton from plants to make their clothes. Um, so we're so disconnected from that when people present these spiritual ideas, they have no way to process that because they're so disconnected from everything. And really, my journey, it's not that I'm so connected. I'm not. I was born into this reality that we're all living in, where you buy things, you get a job, and you don't know where any of it comes from. And if the lights go off and the city shuts down, then you're kind of screwed because you don't know how to do any of it. You don't know how to make your own home. You don't know how to rewire your house. You don't know any of these things. And even beyond that, what if the infrastructure fails and there's no way to get the certain type of wiring that goes in your house? Then what? You know? And I feel like it's an important part of being human is to know these processes intimately. It's a relationship that you have. And it's one of the most one of the deepest relationships that you have is the relationship with you and your continued existence. Without your continued existence, without taking food into yourself or sheltering yourself, you don't open yourself to that possibility of meeting a relationship or a partner in the future. You don't open yourself to being alive long enough to go tell your parents or your brother or your sister that thing that you wanted to so badly share with them. You can't even get into that deep relationship with them because you don't have sustenance. So it's one of the first most primary relationships we have, and we're so disconnected from it. We let everyone else do those parts of that relationship for us. So they harvest everything from the earth, whatever company it is, and it's just one person. They're just doing one job, but they're doing it for us, and we have no idea who. No wonder we don't know who we are in this world, because we have no relationship to this world, or the relationship is all outside. It's done by someone else. So I heard a talk on TED actually, and a guy who had studied with Swami Satchitananda said, somebody in the class once raised their hand, and I said, Swami, are you a Hindu? And Swami said, no, I'm not a Hindu. I'm an undo. Unwrapping. There's these ideas in spirituality of undoing the ego, of letting go, of surrendering. And it is important to surrender to the state of the world right now, which is that everything is done for us, that everything is handed to us, and we just work one single solitary job, and that provides everything. It's important to surrender to that. But then there's also an engagement that can happen. We're wound up in this world that's caught up in our head because we have no grounding. So to undo some of that head play of like, who am I in this world? Am I an engineer because that's what I do? I do engineering, or am I a bartender because that's what I do because I'm a bartender, or am I a yoga teacher because that's what I do because I'm a yoga teacher? I feel like part of the undoing process is to get back into those primary relationships, gathering our own water, learning how to find water, how to make fire, how to grow your own food, or even deeper than that, how to forage and find your own food, how to hunt your own food. And you start getting those relationships, and you start realizing how much you can do and how much you can't do. And it just gives you a deeper sense of the naturalness of the world. And I just feel a calling to have a deep embrace with that world.